going to show you a new technique today, and we are going to be putting one of our designs on a canvas. These are canvases you just buy at your craft store. So if you are not a sewer, you can still do our designs and put them onto canvas. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. The one we are going to do is the ultimate power tool. I have already gone ahead and built my sewing machine, and this part has already been done by putting all the pieces together I can using a silicone mat. So my pieces are ready to go on, and now I'm going to put my words on. So let me show you my technique. Because your canvas has this edge, you need something that you can put underneath it that will put the pressure under here so that you can iron on it. You could put towels, you could put anything. Here's a few that I came up with. One of them was I took a muffin tin and put a piece of cardboard on top, and my canvas fits, and so I can press on top of it. Makes it hard. Here's my favorite. This is also a way to make a light box. So this is a light box we've used before. It's basically wood put together on 4 sides. This is a piece of tempered glass. You would get this at your glass store. If you go to a glass shop and tell them you need a piece of tempered glass the size of your box, that makes it so you can iron on top of it. If you try to iron on top of regular glass, it will crack it. You also need a light source underneath it. Here's my light source. These are just LED lights that I purchased at Harbor Freight. So now I have my light source. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my layout guide taped onto the glass so that I have it even, so that when I put my canvas on, it's going to be even on there. And I'm going to use these lines here to line it up on my canvas. I've taken my canvas, you can't see it, but on both sides I put a little teeny hole to mark just where that line goes. So I'm going to tape that down, and then we'll do our next step. Okay, so I have laid my layout guide is on my light box. I've squared it up. I've squared up with my cross that's right here on my light box. Make sure I'm getting that straight. And as you can see through the light box now where the pieces go. So we're going to start placing the pieces where the layout guide tells us to put them. Okay, now that I have that lined up, the tool I like to use is this one. You can find it at your craft store. It's kind of like just a little mini iron. And so I will tack these down just to make sure they're in place. Once I get them into place, then I'm going to use my Teflon sheet that we talked about earlier, and I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to give them a little bit more of a heat to just make sure they are on there. Okay, I'm ready to put the rest of the letters on. Okay, now our letters are on. We're going to do a final press with our iron. We're going to put our mat down so that we don't burn the canvas. All right, we've got our letters down. We're ready to put our sewing machine on. So, because remember I finished some of my pieces, we leave our paper on the back. So now I'm just going to peel this piece off. And put that into place. Okay, we want to make sure those are all secure. Feel secure. Okay, we have one little piece left to put on our sewing machine. If you notice, there's a little thread that runs from the bobbin through here. You can do that with a marker, a permanent marker. You could do that with some embroidery floss. So that one you can kind of pick how you want to do it. I think I'm going to use some embroidery floss. Okay, so I've chosen to use some embroidery thread, and I took a little bit of glue and put it on the end of this piece of embroidery thread that's going to go down so that it won't fray. So you may want to put just a drop right there, just so we make sure that doesn't fray and pick up. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go along here, and I'm just going to put just a little bit of glue every so often just to tack that down. You could glue the whole thing down if you wanted to. I'm going to tack it first and then maybe go back and glue it down. We'll see. We're going to see how it works. So and I can see my line underneath of where this is going to go. Do you have to stick to that line? Nope. You can do that thread however you want. Like I said, permanent marker would work well. You could actually sew through the canvas and sew the thread onto the canvas, which would work as well. So I'm just going to go along here. Okay, so I just grabbed a pin because you've probably all done this. I'm gluing my fingers together, so I'm going to use my pin to hold onto, to tap my fabric, my thread down. Okay, we're to the end, and again I'm just going to use a drop of glue on the very tip of that thread so that we make sure that it doesn't fray. Okay, you may want to go back, depending on what glue you chose, and go back and tack them down a little bit more. But let's see how our project looks on the wall. Okay, and there it is hanging on the wall. You don't have to sew in order to do these projects. You can just put them onto a canvas. I think this would be really cute in a sewing room. It'd be great for a gift if you have a mother or mother-in-law or sister that sews. I would love to have this hanging in my sewing room. There you go. Hope you enjoy.